I've been using the Nintendo eShop for as long as it's been around, and I've noticed that there are quite a few games on it that haven't been properly reviewed or have no reviews at all. So, for preservation's sake, I've decided to go over as many as I can before they're perhaps lost to time. This is Tales from the eShop. Welcome to the first episode of Tales from the eShop. The game we'll be taking a look at today combines two of my favorite things, ninjas and anthropomorphic animals. I'm not a furry, I swear to God. Ninjin Clash of Carrots. Developed by Pocket Trap and published by Modus, Ninjin is an auto-running beat-em-up game released in 2018. Your character is either Ninjin the Ninja Rabbit or Akai the Fox. The story in the game is pretty short and simple, relatively speaking, which is fine by me because I have the attention span of a grape. Your goal is pretty straightforward. It's just, Mole Shogun stole your carrots. Go. Along the way, you'll meet a charming cast of characters, including the shopkeep, Corgi, and the Shogun's Bowser Jr.-esque son, Mo Jr. And speaking of the characters, I absolutely love the character designs in this game. They kind of remind me of some of the cartoons I used to watch, like Hero 108 and Pucka. And apparently Ninjin has his own cartoon on Cartoon Network Brazil, but I wasn't able to find out much about it. But if anyone knows where it can be watched, let me know in the comments because I would totally watch that. Alright, we've talked about the surrounding elements long enough. How fun is the game? Well, at the start of the game, I was pretty satisfied with it. You're equipped with a sword and shuriken, and you go through several waves of enemies until the level is over. It's fine, it's fun enough. Then after level 1, I unlocked the weapon shop, and holy sh**, this is fun! There are an insane amount of weapons to collect in this game, each one different from the rest, and they all look so cool! There are several elements your weapon can have, and each one has a different effect, like fire weapons will catch enemies on fire, making them take extra damage, and so on. One of my favorite swords is this electric one. It hits not only the enemy you swing it at, but also all of the enemies touching the initial one. That's so awesome! In your loadout, you can also equip 3 special items, such as this one that gives you extra health, or this one that makes enemies drop more carrots, which are the currency in this game. And I almost forgot to mention that after you unlock the weapon shop, you unlock another shop that lets you buy different masks and things by spending these rainbow carrots. That's fun! The masks are purely cosmetic, but I like that they're here. Part of what makes these games fun for me is having things in them that the developers didn't have to put in, but they did it anyway. I'm a huge fan of the loadout system in this game. Even though the game itself was pretty short by some standards, this makes it feel so much more expansive by forcing you to think about what you should bring into each level. Like, if you wanted to go back to a beginning level to farm for some carrots, you could equip these 2 items to rake in as many as possible. The combat in this game is super satisfying, especially against large clusters of enemies. The sound effects are really punchy and impactful every time you dish out some damage. And when you get hit, the whole game slows down for a second as if to tell you, don't let it f***ing happen again. At the end of every level, you're given a rank based on certain criteria, like how many carrots you collected and how accurately you attacked enemies. You can get ranks S through, I assume D is the lowest you can go, similar to how some Sonic games work. Apparently you get some kind of reward for getting an S rank in all the levels, but I wasn't able to do that because, surprise surprise, I'm not very good at video games. I mean, come on, why do you think I like Animal Crossing so much? The level designs in this game are really neat. Even though there aren't usually any obstacles or barriers, the enemies are sent out in really creative ways that make it fun to try and figure out a formula to beat them, but also never make the game too easy. But then again, I did have a hard time beating this game in a few days, so maybe it is easy? I don't know. The game is $10 as of the time of recording this review, but I managed to pick it up on sale for $2. However, I would totally pay $10 to play this game for the first time again. Overall, Ninjin Clash of Carrots was a super fun, memorable experience with a charming story and characters, funny jokes, and an ending that you don't want to miss. If you want to see me cover more little-known games like this, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hitting that little bell button as well. But that's all the time I have for this episode of Tales from the eShop. See you next time, and thanks for watching.